So our first panel, we're going to talk to the coaches, put them under pressure, I think. So would you give a warm welcome, please, to Scott Bemand, to Larissa Muldoon, and of course to Denis Fogarty as well, everybody! Scott, you're very welcome. Hello. How are you? Jump in. Hello, everyone. How nice is that video? Oh, my goodness. It's beautiful.
It's incredible.
Isn't it just? Yeah. I wanted to start with the most important issue, if I could. I'm sure you all know this. People at home listening may not. So Denis, ahead of the 2024 Six Nations, made a bet with a team that if they finished third, he would bleach his hair. And the team rose to the challenge and he bleached his hair.
Yeah.
So obviously this is the World Cup, Denis, and you know, this is important. So I think we need to go through what the forfeits are for various stages reached.
Okay. Yeah.
I was asking earlier on.
This is recorded, isn't it?
Yeah, no, this is on the record.
Okay.
So we felt a win against New Zealand, that's an easy bleach the hair again.
Okay. It stays on for so long, this is the problem.
Did it take him a while to get over
It's
that?
like 3 months.
Win a quarter. Sorry, go on, yeah.
No, I need to. If that happens, I have to get it done professionally next time. They nearly burnt the head off me the last time. Honestly, they did it inside in the team room, and it was all. It was actually the tablecloth was thrown over me, and then it was Darrow and Ruth got a fork and spoon and started forking it through my hair, and they left it there, and I was okay, and then they added in this moisturizer, which I didn't know, because I obviously don't bleach my hair, and they were like, we need to protect your hair, we need to protect your forehead now, and your eyes and stuff like that, and I'm like that, okay, yeah. So I let them do it, and it was all tinted. It was tinted moisturizer as well, so not only did they bleach my hair, but when they put me in then, so when they had to take out this bleach, and they said, we have to tone it now. But I'm absolutely convinced the toner, I'd say it could have been 5 years old, because after 5 minutes it was in my hair, I honestly thought my head was on fire. So that's why I was there, you need to take it out now, because of the pain I just couldn't stand. So they washed it in the ladies' toilets in the hotel off of me. So, and that was it, and then it just stayed for 3 months. It was great. So yes, yeah, let's do it again.
Good man.
That's the hook. You got him.
How did he look? Good? Thumbs up, look good, suited him? They liked it.
You're
they
always
liked it.
going to say that.
I think reach a semi-final, shave your head. So at least then if it's bleached, you can shave it.
Is there an alternative to that?
Piercing.
I think a piercing.
Okay, a tattoo.
A piercing.
No, I'm not doing a piercing. No. I do a tattoo
The
before I do a
eyebrow.
piercing.
The
no.
eyebrow would suit that.
No,
A wax.
You looked at me in the front as I knew that you were there for a reason.
Full body wax has been suggested. Live streamed. Well, then I was going to say win the World Cup with tattoo, but you seem to be okay with tattoo.
Yeah, do it. Whatever.
Grand, okay. You win the World Cup, you'll get a tattoo.
I'll do all three.
Okay. Scott, what would you like to do?
I'd like to award my 3 things to Denis. And he can have 2 of each.
Very good, good man. Okay, well that's on the record, done.
Yeah, okay.
Great.
No problem.
Okay. As if you need any more motivation. Larissa, how are general excitement levels? I ask because you have been there as a player and done it and know what World Cups are all about. And most of the majority of the squad haven't been to a World Cup. So your sense of the mood in the camp as it approaches now in 10 days?
Yeah, I think pre-season was tough. Felt for the girls out there, but actually getting into game mode, I think Scotland, really good learnings going into Canada. That's what we needed. So I think today just felt really calm. I don't know if you have felt it. Everyone's now in tune. They know they're on the plane. We're going, and yeah, it's a really good vibe. Just can't wait to get to Northampton and just get going. Really, get into Japan. So no, it's good. I think looking back, 2014, 2017 World Cups are very different. Last time I was in here was the opening ceremony for the 2017 World Cup. Scott was here as well. So Yeah, we'll say no more on that one. But yeah, so it's great. The girls are great. I'm just so proud of them and just want them to do well, to be honest.
When do you guys head out?
We leave Friday.
Friday.
Okay,
yeah.
getting real.
We're going Friday.
We're going Friday morning, Dennis. Don't worry.
He obviously
we'll give you a
reads Teamworks, does not use Teamworks, doesn't know his schedule.
But you're a details man, Dennis, are you?
Absolutely, to a fine T. Yeah, all over it, yeah. It's just...
Scott, what would you say of the mood?
I think it's been fantastic. I think Larry's just mentioned there the pre-season and how hard the girls have worked across pre-season. Probably a special mention for these two, actually. We started back and we have this training ID where we compete pretty hard. And stuff sometimes gets a little bit heated, a little bit out of hand. So we have these games, and we did some small-sided games, and these guys here are kind enough to step into the breach and ref them. And these two have, so week one, came back in coaching office, they both had to have a lie down. A little bit of a quiet word, just because the emotion, the excitement, the questioning of refereeing decisions, the energy they put into it. You guys are fried, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was difficult.
But we got over that. We got through that, and then we acclimatised to it. And I think when you've put a lot of hard work into stuff, as the players have been through, you build bonds on the pitch, and you have an understanding that somebody to your left and right of you wants to go to that special place with you. And so we get to this point, and we've played 2 games, and probably both the games that we played, we finished stronger than we started, which shows the conditioning, the level of which the girls are prepared to go to is there, and these guys, the players, have all been part of that. So I'm going to say we feel prepared.
Good.
And then whatever happens over the next 6 weeks, we know there'll be ups and downs. We know there'll be momentum bits for us, against us, but we know we've built resilience to come through that.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just great in that I presume lots of you are travelling over in 10 days' time to Franklin's Gardens. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's great in that it's just a hop on a fly away, and like Franklin's Gardens, the Brighton Stadium for the New Zealand game, third. You know, there's a kind of very familiar flavour to the thing as well, which whets the appetite even more.
I've grown up, been lucky to play at Franklin's Gardens a few times, but by the way, I probably prefer the club just down the road, Leicester Tigers. But the stadium, Franklin's Gardens, is a fantastic place to play. My understanding is ticket sales have been really strong. I think the first game there is a sellout. The Amex Stadium down in Brighton is a Premier League football ground. These are the stadiums that we get to show our stuff in. So where it is as an event, that's a pretty special thing to go out. And I think we're really excited to go and play in such venues that hopefully are stacked full of Irish crowd.
Yeah, I suspect they will be. By the way, Larissa, should I be calling you Larry, or what's the...
I actually never know. I don't know why she's called Larry.
Well, I presume it's short for Larissa.
You're full of shit.
See, this thing here is called a microphone.
Yeah, wasn't aware.
No, he's full of shit.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah. You're right there.
I sense he gets bullied a bit. Is there a HR person on his behalf?
By 32 players and most staff.
The team toy.
No, the only person that calls me Larissa is really my mother.
Right.
I actually was Chris and Larry on the field, so at that time we trained in Johnston House. I know Lee, you were there at one of the training camps many moons ago, and I was petrified, like absolutely petrified. 18, didn't know what the hell was going on. Fee Coughlin runs up to me and was like, "Your name is too long to stay on the field. Your name's Larry." And I was like, yeah. And that is it. My mother hates it. Absolutely hates it. But like, I've grown fond of it.
Have you?
Yeah.
So she agonised over Larissa for like months in advance, and then it's just Larry like that because of Fee Coughlin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Some people ask how do you spell it. I think we had this conversation the other day. I was like, Sometimes I feel like L-A-R-I, sometimes it's L-A-R-R-Y, you know?
Which is it?
Right now, probably R-I. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We focus on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have gone from playing and 2 World Cups and part of that very successful team and segued into coaching. Was that always the plan? Did you kind of stumble upon this or tell us about your pretty quick jump into national level now?
Yeah, like I went to Wales to study, I did at that time sport development, but at that time I was just obsessed with playing and I was travelling back and forth with some other players. Then it didn't really come to light really until I was doing bits of coaching with DCU, and I know Eddie's out there in the audience as well, like a while ago. But yeah, it was until I did my syndesmosis and ACL in the 1 year, and then I was like, it's a sign. And I think I was ready to step away. But I loved being part of the game and the people. I always go back to the people. So I need to always surround myself with good people and that environment of, I might not be on the field, but I still get really nervous, even pre-game, like I am still playing, because you just care so much. So yeah, coaching it doesn't really feel like a job because you love it so much. I know that sounds so cliche and people are like, oh. But yeah, that's genuinely how I feel, and I do feel really grateful going to another World Cup. But yeah, that was the path, so I grabbed it with 2 hands.
Amazing, okay.
Yeah.
And Denis, people obviously remember Munster days, and then you had to retire slightly early, 32-ish? Yeah, injury.
Yeah.
Were you always circling coaching as well?
No, I probably went through a phase where, because retiring quite suddenly, probably developed a kind of a hate for the game after it. I was probably cross with the game for I suppose how my career ended. And then, so I coached out in France for 2 years, just post kind of retiring, and then decided to come home and I kind of stepped away from it from a full-time point of view, and got back into my local club down in Cork Constitution and started there with the 20s for 2 years, and then went on to the seniors for 3 or 4 years. And then I suppose it was probably the first or second year after being with the seniors, I kind of grew that love for it, and I suppose after getting a taste of the corporate world, I don't know if it was for me. I don't know how well I'd fit in with it, and if they'd, get my gags and stuff. Don't think I'd last very long, if I've been honest. But yeah, so I kind of, luckily enough, then about 3.5 years ago, I got called in to do some work with the girls just before our tour to Japan, and it's kind of grown from there, and I've kind of let the other coaching bits go and focus solely on this from a full-time point of view, and it's been brilliant, and I've absolutely loved it, and it's just to kind of see where it's grown from the last 3 years, and then you kind of, when you come into the environment and you get to know the players and get to know about them, and it just, your love grows and grows for it, and that's why I think it's you're heavily invested in it and invested for them to do really well, and that's why it's super exciting now. The next couple of weeks is going to be really, really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it.
That's great. It would have been such a pity if you'd stormed off from the game and never wanted to see it again. It would have been such a pity.
Yeah, no. If I did, I don't know what would have happened, to be honest with you. Like, if I always, this is the thing. It was always a love for me, and it's I even when I was a player, I'd such a love for the game. And I think that's why it was, retiring was quite difficult, and that's because the game means a lot to me. The game, I love what I do. I love the game itself. I love what it's given me. I love what it still gives me, just in a different way now. But it's I'm solely fixed on what I'm currently doing and trying to expand what I do as well as a coach and stuff like that, and looking to always learn as well. I'm very aware that I'm still a young coach, and I really want to kind of keep moving forward with that, and it's I'm just loving what I'm doing here now.
And are you like Larissa, Larry? Are you nervous on game day and that adrenaline hit is all there and all that good stuff?
Yeah, like the adrenaline is there. I don't, I'm not really stressed, to be honest with you. I think when I look at my weeks, I'm like, I don't really stress that much anyway. Kind of front load my week and kind of go, right, well, I need to do this, I need to do that. They better do this and they better do that. And then by game day, then by captain's run, you're there, your kind of work is done.
Yeah.
I'm looking at next week, I'm looking at the next game and focusing on that. And then all you're doing then is hoping that they go out and, do the best they can do. That, I suppose the only frustrations then is, when things mightn't go your way, and that's okay, and that's the challenges of every coach, you know what I mean? So it's...
you just blame them?
I do, I blame them quite a bit. There's a few of them I blame, but no. I think we've a very good understanding where, where I know we can do better, then we call that out, and and that's the only way we grow, and we're in a really, really good place in terms of that.
Great. And I guess a last one, the other kind of remarkable thing is, so you're here heading off to World Cup with the Irish women, and your brother is looking after the scrum for the Irish men. So, was the Fogarty household just watching scrums all day after school and oh, look at that bind and all this kind of stuff?
Now, sit back, wait, hold on. No, it's. I suppose no. There was a sense. Yeah, I suppose how it all started was I probably. My brother John I would have looked up to when I was probably younger and seen him, I suppose, progress as a rugby player, and I suppose that's what made me want to go in as a hooker. And then after that, it was kind of I just loved that element of it. I loved that physical contact area of it, and and I suppose I grew a love for it. And then coming out of it, and I've just a real interest in it, and it's something that we speak about quite a lot. And it's certainly a conversation that we speak about, but it's...
So if you're watching a match and there's something happening at scrum and your phone rings and it says, John, you know what's happening. We're talking about this for the next... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Or, we bounce off each other for different things, and it's... he's certainly... It's nice to have someone like that in the background.
For sure. And the two scrum halves here, when he's talking scrums, are you into it? It's an acquired taste.
It's actually, to be fair, he tees it out well. You have your little arena, don't you, Dennis?
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't help but
get
in there, can you?
Yeah, I've started to scrummage against them.
Right. How does that work?
Well, I'll tell you now. So I go in as a hooker as well.
Right.
And I just thought it was a good idea one day. And here we are, now we're doing it. No, it's it's basically...
I'm sorry, do you have a prop? You have props either side?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was just you against three.
No,
all right, okay.
No. We've props either side. We've a full scrum, and we've just started to do different bits so we can paint different pictures, and it kind of helps as well from a coaching point of view. It's even for other hookers or other different things, because a lot of it is kind of technical and feeling what you do in there. So it's, I suppose, once you get into it, you can give, I suppose, live feedback for other things. And
no, it makes sense.
I think they've enjoyed it. I don't know.
There was just a silence
I
from
know.
the team. He makes us do it. Scott, usually when you're interviewing coaches, you're nitpicking and things aren't going well, and why haven't you done this? In fairness, you came in mid-23, WXV to kick things off, third in the Six Nations, the win against New Zealand, World Cup. It's gone really well. You must be thrilled.
I'm delighted. The players have actually had to work pretty hard to get this, and we've hit some milestones. And you look back 10 years ago, there was a win against New Zealand. We all saw that. We saw what it meant to a country, and we say there's a lot of luck involved, but you make your own luck. So for anybody that's listening, it's like if you work hard and prepared to believe enough in yourselves and what you do and the people left and right of you, you can achieve something pretty special. So I'm delighted for the girls that they got that result in WXV1. I don't think it was lucky. I think it was probably weeks and months of I'm going to get a bit geeky now, but like periodised, stepped approach to to increasing like levels of performance. And these guys were both here in WXV3, where it all started. It was 43 degrees. Briggsy, I'm going to give you a little bit of a call out here. Briggsy and Denis were in the ice bath because the coaching ticket was overheating. We've got players that hadn't experienced victory in an Irish shirt, and the first team we put away, we beat Kazakhstan by over 100 points, which I just spent a couple of weeks out in Kazakhstan coaching them before we got there. Just I had to apologise for. Yes. But then each challenge that's come in front of us, we've overcome. So we play against Spain in the final. We cop a yellow card. We come out. We start like a house on fire. But the ball goes. They get an intercept. They're under our posts, and we're 10-0 down. And actually, for a group to galvanise, come together, and go, actually, we got this. And it was the first time we really got tight as a group. And then we've had sort of little checkpoints as we've gone, little highs and lows. It's never linear. I remember in the Six Nations, we lost to Italy at home.
Yeah.
But everything about the game, the statistics said we should have been right in that game. So it was hugely disappointing to lose, but we were now firing shots. So we've been able to manage to keep going with that, and we went away to France and fought hard for each other, and people started to believe. We had a bit of a result against England at Twickenham in a 55,000 arena, and didn't quite go to plan. But the week after, we produced a performance that got us qualified for the World Cup. So we at each stage we're able to evidence experience that leads us to the next thing. So we go into this World Cup knowing we can pretty much handle whatever it throws at us. Japan are a good team, but we fully believe in what we've been training, what we're about, and we know that if we get anything close to our best out there, we'll be all right. The same with Spain. We know we can cause New Zealand problems. And then, if we get out the group, we've been targeting this quarter-final performance. So if you look at the France game from Six Nations just gone, 70 minutes we're in it. Yeah. Now we need to take a 70-minute performance to an 80-minute performance, but at each step we've been growing that. So I think it's hugely exciting. We've managed to win away from home. We've got a 50-point win away at Italy. Near as damn a 50-point win away against Wales. So we're sort of checking off things, and we know that we can look back, and we've got evidence to support belief. It's not just fictional. Yes. So look, we're well placed. That's the serious stuff. Time to get back to Denis, I think.
No, it's great, because it has been just so striking from the outside to watch the team at such a low ebb, and in the space of a relatively short period of time, really kick on. Like, Larry, sorry, this isn't working. I'm just going to have to go Larissa. Me and your mum, is that all right? Larissa. Did you give me your...
Easy.
Yeah, well... Okay, Larry it is.
That's out of the podcast.
We'll edit that. I'll go again, Ronan. We'll go there from the top. But it's been so striking, like, when things were really poor those couple of years, like even the team were finding it hard to score tries and skills, and like that's an area you're working a lot on. So that's improved dramatically. There's just a sense of kind of listening to all the players do their interviews, like the culture's improved, and that's been a big focus, and a kind of a bond between everyone. So your perspective on how that's improved over the last couple of years would be interesting, because you've been part of a team that really worked, obviously, back in the day, and you've seen the low ebb and now the improvement. What has struck you about what's happened?
Yeah, I think like the green wave has been massive. I think for us it symbolises what we're all about and why we are in it. I think Sean has done amazing work. I know he's out there somewhere since coming in culturally as well. But like, I think the girls are just such an element of professionalism, how they apply themselves weekly. They're so diligent, and how the week is periodised within, like, maybe it's your positional stuff you're going after, the skills. Now that's kind of pulled back a little bit now that we're more in game weeks, because we're kind of fine-tuning things. But like, they just, they set the tone themselves. Like, you don't really have to drag that out of them. They're so professional in their and how they conduct themselves. So I think overall culturally we've got it right in why we're in it, the why, you know, and that's I'm not saying that was lacking before, but there was chops and changes, and I don't think that was really defined, and what we're going after. And you know, to see the green wave on billboards, it's in the airport, to see those mascots coming out in Canada, like that is why you do it. That's why we're in the role, to inspire that next generation in communities, whether it's male, female, to pick up a rugby ball and say, I want to give it a go. So I think that's really the backbone to this team, and hopefully the future.
What's your strongest memories or memory of your World Cup playing days?
2017. Like, it was home World Cup. Kleena, where are you?
She's back, way back. She's not allowed up at the front.
Yeah, like, we did tremendous pre-season for that World Cup. Like, God, they ran the legs of us. But I think that opening game against Australia in the bowl in UCD, your family in the stand, just this wave of green, and I'll never forget that, walking out, and I was like, this is the best feeling in the world.
You scored a try that day?
Yeah. I was, if anybody put a bet on me that day, they'd be into a bit of money. Opening try, sniped, went through, but like, that's all well and good. But and we played actually Japan second game up, and I remember the team was rotated, and they were tough. It was tough. Like, the first half we really struggled. We came back, I think it was 24-14 or something, finished. But don't underestimate them. They came out all guns blazing. So, that first feeling of coming out into the field and singing the anthem and seeing the fans. And
because I presume it's going to be such an emotional occasion, particularly first day out Franklin's Gardens, especially if there's a lot of green in the stand. How did you balance, oh my God, you only live once, I have to enjoy this moment and feel it, versus in about 2 minutes I need to be ready to go and focused and calm? How did you go about that approach?
I don't know. I think all the work, once you're confident that all the work's done in the week, like, honestly, like, if you were to ask me now about any moment in any game that I've ever played in, I couldn't really tell you. Like, maybe the odd moment, scoring against Australia, but it's more the feeling of pre and the jersey presentation. I know we had a really excited one there with Tommy Bowe and before Canada, but they're the moments that you remember, and the crack, the pranks, the messing, but the actual feeling of going out and within the game, all your work is done. You're just going, and look, you love the people you play with, you believe in them, so everyone's going to do their job, so you just got to turn up and be really of your role on the day. And that's just how I would look about it. And I think everybody trusts everyone around here, that they know their role and what we're going out to do. So it's just easy. Like, coaches make it complicated, but the game is so simple. All right, Scott?
Simple enough. Yeah.
Simple enough. Simplify to amplify.
What are you like in the final few minutes in the dressing room? Are you banging the table and getting everybody on their feet, or is that all old school and done?
Do you know, it's quite funny. You actually, as a coach, and everyone's got a different way of doing it, but I miss the lows by staying in a bubble, but it probably means I miss the highs as well. So try and stay in this bubble, this protective bubble.
As
if you've got to make decisions,
keep the emotion out.
You've got to be pretty cold and calm. So I'm going to say we're pretty calm.
Okay.
We've got leaders in the group that do the G'ing up, that do the amplifying before coming out, or if it's needed on the pitch. What they need is support and interjections or what have you from a coaching ticket, and we've got to be in a sweet spot, the purple spot, to do that. So unfortunately you kind of watch it and you're part of it, but avoiding the mega highs, but avoiding the mega lows. Yeah,
I can imagine. Come here, one I wanted to get your thoughts on. Obviously, a lot of the players increasingly are going across to play their rugby in England, and the remainder are here, high performance centre. You have access to them a lot. Do you want them all to go over there and have like elite games all the time, or does the control freak in you want them all daily working with them?
The control freak?
Well, every coach is a bit of a control freak.
What are you not laughing at? So I was actually involved in the Prem 15s when it first started. I was involved in writing the minimum operating standards for it. So it's a league I'm fairly familiar with. Look, each people's life context is slightly different. I think what we're trying to grow in Ireland through the Celtic Challenge, and obviously it takes more than one season, but if you look at how we're going through the gears really with the Celtic Challenge. We could do with more, I'm going to say more from sort of the Welsh and the Scots, but they're starting to do that now. Yeah. They're starting to try and pull players home. So therefore the levels of challenge will go up. So in an ideal world, we'll have players in a domestic league that we're able to have more touch points with. More touch points should equal more alignment, more specificity around what you're going after. So, but sometimes people's lives are somewhere else, and I understand that. Sometimes people need to get out of the building and go and experience it. That's fine. What we want to be is the highest performing environment, and we want people to want to be part of that in Ireland. So, without it being a control freak piece, it's just a really strong sense of belief in what we're trying to achieve in Ireland and what we've been able to do with such a young group. Yeah. I read somewhere the other day, I hadn't actually calculated this myself, but I read that our average cap is 17. So we're a young group, but we're performing highly, we're accelerating quickly. We believe we can keep that trend of acceleration going with more touch points we have with players. Ultimately, if people are playing over the water, that doesn't always align to either our match schedule or our camp schedule over here, and we've had to try and factor that in a little bit.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Long answer.
I get but it's a nuanced kind of point, because I think, Larry, am I right in saying like there's a hope that semi-professionalism is going to come in sooner rather than later eventually? I know Niamh, I think, is trying to work Munster pathway developments. I think you're involved, Connacht, trying to make that happen. So how's all that going? Yeah,
it's going well. In fairness, we have a few players that have cropped up from like our NTS. So that's been running, 2.5 years now. So the likes of Ailish Quinn that came into camp. We have Beth Buttimer from Munster. It's just fantastic. And we've had players, the likes of, Alma and Jane and Katie and Leinster and that coming through as well. And it's just, it's just fantastic to be able to bring in players and they're able to set that standard straight away and come into the environment. Tactically, line-out-wise, it might be a bit to learn on the day, but they're able to fit straight into the environment and get going, and they raise our performance as a collective. So it's really, I think it's working. And look, if we go semi-professional in the next few years, like all the better, and it's able to keep maybe the likes of Siobhan McCarthy in the west of Ireland, stay at home, be able to commute in and out to Dexcom. In Connacht. I'm only joking, she's a Munster girl through and through. But yeah, it's just fantastic to have that opportunity. If you want to live anywhere, you don't have to commute to Dublin.
Okay, great. We are going to talk to some faces in the crowd now. Alana's going to do that for us. So a big thank you to the panel. I guess the plan is, hopefully, you can stay sitting here and listen, by the way, because they may talk about you and you might need to write a reply. But we're hopeful that in a couple of weeks, Denis has bleached his hair, some tinted moisturiser, shaved his head, maybe shaved his eyebrows, and coming home with a tattoo and a piercing.
A wax.
Full body wax.
Full body wax.
Sorry. Yes, it's on the record.
We decided against the shaved head.
Oh, we decided against the shaved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything else.
Alana is everything else. Alana, who you got for us? Where are we going?
Yeah, they're all wondering who I'm about to speak to. Sorry, it's you. I have the two Niamhs here. How's the vibe been like in camp so far?
Pretty good. Yeah, no, they're really good. It's nice to have this evening to spend together, and then we've got a training session tomorrow, so we'll fire into that.
Brilliant. And if anyone's been keeping up with the vlogs, I believe there's a certain game that's been floating around campus as well.
Yeah, we've been playing Traders. So Neva's like the mastermind, and I'm the presenter.
You're Claudia Welcome in this situation.
Yeah, I'm Nadia. And then everyone here is either a traitor or a faithful, or they've been murdered, or they've been banished.
Okay, murdered. And how's that like for building team morale?
You definitely find out like who's good at lying and who's not. But yeah.
Fantastic, okay, yeah. Exactly the type of thing you want for heading off to a World Cup. We've Amy Lee Koskin as well here with us, formerly Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe, of course. We might start there. A big year for yourself from the Olympic rings to another kind of ring as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great year. Getting the opportunity to come into 15s after coming home from Paris was something then I set my eyes on, and getting into this group. And then, getting over to WXP was great, although I was trying to plan a wedding, so that was a little bit stressful, but it was all good. Neil held the fort there, got married, and it's just been a great year. And the most special thing is doing it with this group of girls, because they're just, they're a great group, great fun, and they're just so driven and real high standards in here, and it's been really good.
Brilliant. It's some bucket list you're building up there. You have the Olympics and you have the World Cup coming out as well.
Yeah, and that'd be another box to take for younger Lee, but as well as the girls, like so many of them have worked so hard to get into this position to be here, so huge credit to them as well.
Brilliant. And finally now we've Ruth and Beth. They're wondering what I'm about to ask them, but I'm reliably informed you guys are the DJs of the group, is that right?
Well, I don't know about that either.
Oh, maybe not, maybe not.
All my hard work.
Maybe I'm not so reliably informed then. But you guys were in charge of the music on a certain occasion anyways, let's say, when Tommy Bowe was there. I believe you left a lasting impression.
I still think that goes down to Brittany, to be honest. She had most people's favourite songs saved on her Spotify, which I was very impressed with. That was for game day on the bus. But Beth did the pausing and playing very well timed as people went up on.
So you were just pausing and playing, Beth, is it?
Yeah, my TR duties to fulfill. So we it was like a baseball game. Everyone got their own walkout song. So we got some bangers. Grace, just hold me in your arms.
Ivana Unana.
What are some of the favourites amongst the group?
Eva Dalton loves espresso. It's her favourite song. She's obsessed with it. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And then obviously that must have been a special occasion as well. Tommy Bowe presenting the jerseys.
Yeah, I'd say he didn't know what hit him. It was
that was one of the wildest. He was good crack too. Yeah, he was good crack.
One of our wildest jersey presents.
We had a pretty emotional one the week before. It's Scotland, some players come on back, so this one was a bit more lighthearted, but it was great crack. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. I'm not sure what they're going to make of the Indo sport team, you and Joe, but we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Very good. Well done. Alana Canan with the questions.